My name is Engineer NOEL NGOWI. I am the writer of the book Technologies are the Arts. You can get a quote from the young man there, Victor, at only 5,000 Tanzania shillings. I also own a YouTube account. This book explains the reason behind technological backwardness in Africa, and it gives the way forward towards technological development. And of course, the purpose for my YouTube is to agitate African intellectuals to change their mindset and to invest in technological development. So my topic today is a discussion of multidisciplinary brainstorming for technological development. We need to put our hands together, not only in one discipline, but we need to have a multidisciplinary approach. I'm also going to provide some examples in the construction industry and also other options. Definition. Brainstorming is defined as a group creativity technique to find solutions to specific problems by gathering a list of ideas by members. The word brainstorm is said to have resulted from efforts by Alex F. Osborne, who organized group discussions to improve the marketing business in 1939. So, and of course I've explained about it in my book. Brainstorming was also done by Thomas Edison. Many of you think that Edison was a scientist, but Thomas Edison was a businessman. He developed a certain building and he employed some people to develop new ideas, new technological ideas. Thomas Edison was a technological broker. He used to develop technologies and sell them. He built a house and employed workers for development of new technological ideas. He is the one who invented the electric bulb. You know, Thomas Edison developed many patents, many technological patents. More than 1,000 patents were developed by Thomas Edison in USA, while he had an age of 84 years. He died at 84 years and he developed many ideas. One of it is the electric light, which we are enjoying right now, and power. He had 425 patents in USA. And then there is phonographs and recorded sounds. Many of you do not know gramophone. Anyone who knows gramophone? Yeah, we old people used to enjoy music through gramophone. We just do like this one, and then it moves around, then you put a needle there and it gives the music. We are not using the electricity, we are using human power. So he's the one who invented phonographs and recorded sounds. He had 200 patents. Then telegraphy and telephone, he had 185 patents. Then batteries, 145 patents. Mining and iron ore milling, 50 patents. Tanzania failed to compete in the AC works, asphalt concrete work, for the lack of AC plants. The cost for AC plants is very high. As a project manager for a certain contractor, thought that it is possible to make the plant. I was working as a project contractor for a road construction project in Songea, and that asphalt plant was bought, was it 500 million Tanzania shillings or 1 billion? I looked at it and said, can't we develop this? If we take the mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, civil engineer, computing engineer, but we don't work as a team. That is one of the problems of Africans. This is the photograph of when I was in the asphalt concrete plant at Songea. This is a plant which you put in asphalt, aggregates, and other ingredients. You heat them, and after heating them, you load them to trucks for putting on the roads. Sorry. Asphalt concrete plant is an example which needs multidisciplinary team. The asphalt concrete will need civil engineers who may define the processes and the ingredients. You need the electrical engineer because it is heated by electricity. You need computer engineer because computer engineers and electrical engineer because when you are making the asphalt concrete, you need to measure automatically using a computer the weights of the ingredients, the weight of the bitumen, the weight of the aggregates, the weight of the crusher. That it is fed automatically by a computer. So you need a computer expert to make the program to guide that machine to make the asphalt concrete plant. Engineer to have the sensors. Those sensors will weigh automatically the weight of the ingredients. So this is the asphalt concrete plant, as you can see it. These are hoppers. Can you see? They are hoppers where we put the aggregates. And then those hoppers are carried by a conveyor belt to a cleaning tank where they are cleaned and all the dust is removed from the aggregates. Then it comes to the heating tower. Those aggregates are heated so that you will remove the moisture from the aggregates. From the other side, you have the bitumen, which is pumped. It is heated also and pumped and brought to the mixing tower. When those ingredients meet the heating tower, then you have got a computer and a program and sensors which will direct the mixer to put the weight of the ingredients as required or as specified by the highway engineer. And why not? We can do it even in most. So, but there are other technologies which need to put our hands together. And there are a lot of things which we are not able to do them because everyone is thinking individually. So you cannot have technology, you cannot adopt those technology discovered if you cannot put your heads together. That's the problem of Africans. For example, other examples are bearing and expansion joints. When you construct buildings and structures, we need those expansion joints to take care of thermal expansion, but we need to carry the load, the bearings to carry the load from the superstructure to the substructure. We can make some laboratory equipment, we put our heads together. You can also put your heads together on pre-stressed concrete. Pre-stressed concrete is concrete which is put under tension so that we compress it at the bottom if it is a beam, so that we may minimize the tensile forces and we minimize the depth of the beams and the reinforcements. So we can have economic constructions if we can design machines for pre-stressed concrete. Another example is the soil and concrete mixers. There are other technological example like establishing of drilling of the equipment can be made in Tanzania. We don't need to order them from outside of Tanzania. Establishment of innovative finishings to the buildings. Others example are formworks, scaffolding works, and propping works. Others are precast and prefabricated structures. Tanzania, we are very much behind. If you go even to Kenya, you may find those technologies being utilized. And Tanzanians should not be left behind. We need to put our heads, our minds together. Others are brickwork construction technologies. In Songea, there are the technology for making bricks. Those were left by Germany. So when the German went away, the people could not copy what they were doing in those old times. There is underpinning for structures. You know, when you construct a building, you may find that the foundation have done settlement, and now you want to leave the foundation so that you may repair it. You don't have to demolish the house. You just put you jack the building, and then you do some repairs. Then you remove the jack, the building goes down. So that is also an option for multidisciplinary brainstorming. Other technological establishment of innovative finish to the buildings, and these other I have already mentioned. Making of construction cranes. You can design and make construction cranes. And most of these technologies I'm talking about, you need a mechanical engineer and a civil engineer. Why don't we work together? We are busy looking at football matches. So another thing is 3D printing. You know, in other countries nowadays, you have the design of the building in a computer, and then you direct, you know, the plunger, a certain plunger which moves the concrete according to the dimensions of that structure. That's where we are going. And now we have what we call modern architecture. So all these need putting our heads together. Here now we need a mechanical engineer, a civil engineer, a computing expert. So what I'm saying, as most you need to put your heads together and to try to design some projects, and you say you electrical engineer will do this one, mechanical engineer will do this, civil engineer will do this, and then you get the results. Another thing I want to talk about is bearings. We use bearings to support loads from the superstructure for bridges to the substructure. Myself, I have designed bearings for some of the bridges. We have got a certain bridge in Busokelo, which I designed, and we installed the bearings. Another one was in Tunduru district in Ruvuma, and the structures are working up to now. But I'm not a mechanical engineer. If I had a mechanical engineer, it could have been better. So this is leaf bearing for civil engineers. I think you know this. These leaves can rotate. For example, you have got earthquake and so on. You have this one is the rocker bearing. Can be manufactured by mechanical engineers. Is it that? Is it? Then you have got the knuckle bearing. This is the knuckle bearing. Then we have this bearing, which have got some hydraulic member here, so it can move down like this one, and it can rotate somehow. So you need to design the movement of the structures, and we don't need to buy all these bearings from outside of Tanzania. This one is slab test machine. We are ordering it from outside of Tanzania. Can you see? It's in Ndoo too. Why don't you make it? We are fast asleep. Tanzanian engineers, we need to put our heads together. These are multi-roller bearings. When you are designing a bridge and you want to allow for horizontal movement, you can use this bearing. And I hope mechanical engineers are saying this is easy, we can make it. So last is the application of pre-stressed concrete to buildings. I am not going to talk about it anymore. Then we have concrete and soil mixers. Can we manufacture our concrete mixers? Soil mixers also. required for stabilization works. We need to have these machines. They look simple somehow, but we have not done our homework. Please note that we will need engines and motors, or motors. Then the precast structure. I have one of my students is making precast structures now in Dodoma. So, but I'm not going to talk about it more. Then we've got formwork and propping and scaffolding. Formworks and structure for supporting wet concrete until it dries. Timber formwork contributes significantly to environmental destructions. Timber formwork also take time to install and remove. Consideration is whether we manufacture boards or steel structures. Formwork and propping and scaffolding continue. We can have steel scaffolding. You know scaffolding? Yale majukwaa kwenye majengo makubwa. Hatuna haja kutumia mbao, si ndio? Then the participants need to deliberate on technology, especially how we can join those scaffolds. Brick construction, I've talked about it. Compressed stabilized earth bricks, also we can make those hydraulic structures. Finishing, I've seen these technologies are in Uganda. They finish their buildings, then they put bricks as a surface only. Discussions on technology to be utilized, such as burning machines, etc. This can be done. There is underpinning of structure. I think I've talked about underpinning. Structures failure to need to be corrected using this type of technologies. Jacking and other supporting members can be used, say even in bridges. Drilling of technological investigation, drilling for water, piling technologies. I've seen some manual piles being used. Ideas from manual piles, for example. So any other options? I want to take other options now. For example, why don't we make basic machines like electric motors, generators, transformers? This they work on electromagnetism. Agriculture and in food processing, workshop technologies, leather technologies. You know, weather technologies were discovered 9,000 years ago, but we are not making jackets. We are making soup using those skin, the animal skin. Why? We are doing wastage of resources instead of developing. In Ethiopia, they are better than us. Then there are computer-aided manufacturing, there is establishment of industrial parks, textile engineering, mining and mineral processing, skins and hides, and then there is cashew nut processing. You know, 90% of the cashew nut from Tanzania is exported out of Tanzania without being processed, and we are getting a very little money. We are exporting these employment opportunities to other countries, Asian countries, and by that I mean the covers for the nuts can be used to generate electricity. And then there is the issue of making organic charcoal. I've seen a lot of waste in Mwanza and even in Ruvuma, waste for rice and waste for maize. Those could be used to make charcoal if we do brainstorming. And then there is this plastic industry. I've supervised a certain building project to expand the plastic industry. I asked the Indian, how did you know that? He said, only try and error NGOWI. I've finished Form 6 in Tanzania and I studied accountants in UK. I didn't even complete my course. And he got the idea to develop plastic industry, and that is a very big opportunity. but we need to put our heads together. I have seen those plastic machines, you know how the plastic is melted and pumped to the molds. Can't we do that as engineers? So we need, when we are doing brainstorming, we can discuss about technical know-how. How do we do it? And then we have to discuss also economy, the cost and prices. And then we have to set our marketing strategies. We need to establish modalities for the businesses. And then we need to have long-term planning. So my recommendation is most should consider forming multidisciplinary brainstorming teams. Please don't draw a line to you. You know, I'm a civil engineer, I cannot cross there. I'm a mechanical engineer, I cannot go there. You need to get opportunities. I will observe even in the construction site. I've seen an electrical engineer from here. He's doing survey work in the roads. You don't have to close yourself, you know, me, I studied electrical engineer, so I cannot do surveying or whatever. So we need to be outward looking. Lastly, I would like to recommend to you, please subscribe to my account, NGOWI Technical Solutions TV. My job is to make people think practically, find solutions and not only theories. Thank you a lot for listening to me, ladies and gentlemen, and I thank you for this opportunity to speak before you. Asanteni sana.